I was at my desk one time during the AIM years, AIM, AOL Instant Messenger, and I got a message from somebody that I hadn't talked to in a little while. And he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Nothing, just working." And he said, "Haha, where do you work?" I said, "Well, I'm working at my desk in my office." And he said, "Haha, what do you make?" I'm like, block. Because his world says you get a 9 to 5, you work a 9 to 5 for 20 years, 25 years, and you get all the structures and pillars and support to hold you up to do that. And then when you're 55, 60, 65, you get a big fat pension and insurance and savings, and you get to travel the world eating rich food and drinking alcohol. And then die at 67, a week after you pay off your mortgage. And you lived a good life. That's what your obituary says. And I don't have that scope. I don't come from that world. And maybe I do come from that world, but I've rejected it long ago. I've worked every day of my life, at least one job, one task every day of my life since 1998. You know, and people think, well, when you work, you get paid for it. Yeah, sometimes, sure. But when you're chipping away and chipping away and chipping away at something bigger than a 9 to 5, something bigger than being shoved out the door at 56 years old and, dropping dead at 62 because you ate rich food and drank alcohol all over the world for the last 4 or 5 years of your life. Yeah. Sometimes you don't get paid. I'm sorry if you don't understand that, or I'm sorry if that's never been told to you, that most of the people that you see on TV, most of the people you see on YouTube that are extremely successful at one point in time, they probably didn't get paid to do what they were doing, to do what they do now. Obviously, you have to have your four walls up. That's obviously very important. Even if you're living in a car, you still have to feed yourself and put gas in the car and insurance, but making the minor ends meet so you can work on the bigger ends. But a lot of people, especially ones that work in municipalities or lower level business or lower level blue collar work, they don't want the 70-year-old pencil pusher. They don't want the 70-year-old bean counter. They don't want the 70-year-old shop teacher. They don't want the 70-year-old, police officer or, prison guard. That's why they give those people about 20, 25 years to get the most out of them, and then they kick them out the back door with their measly pensions and their measly insurance and say, okay, you can travel the world eating rich food and drinking alcohol. And we assure you, you won't be dead by 65. You'll live to the age of 100 and you'll be happy, and next thing you know, they all drop dead at 65. It's just what they do. They're called townies. They went to Florida. Florida's a big one. Maybe hung out in Italy for a week or two, one point in their life. I don't know. I drank alcohol and ate rich food when I was 17 years old. I don't need to do it anymore. I've been to Florida more times than I need to, and I never will again. You know? I don't know. Question societal norms. Some of you can't. Some people can't. But if you can question all that and do your own thing and write your own script, I highly suggest it. Only way to live, in my opinion. Pays the most dividends if it pays off.